In a big diplomatic escalation, India has recalled its ambassador, High Commissioner to Canada, Ambassador Sanjay Verma, and let's understand what's really happening between India and Canada. The trigger for this move of escalation on diplomatic front was provided by Canada, which communicated to India on Sunday that during its investigation in the Hardeep Singh Nijjar murder case, they have found that India's High Commissioner, which is Sanjay Verma, is a person of interest. Along with him, other diplomatic team members from India in Ottawa are also under the radar. Now, what this means is that while investigating, Canadian agencies, according to them, have found the involvement of our ambassador in some manner in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, who was an Indian origin Canadian citizen. Of course, so far as India is concerned, not just a fugitive of law, but a terrorist, a separatist of Khalistani sentiment, who was indulging in activities which were detrimental to India's territorial integrity and sovereignty, because he was working on the Khalistan project and was creating a situation where the sentiment of separatism would gain strength, if not in India on the ground, then definitely outside in the Indian Sikh diaspora. And that's why he was declared a terrorist by India under UAPA and other prevalent laws, a designated terrorist, because he was associated with the Sikhs for Justice and some other Khalistani terrorist organizations. And so his killing created a situation where Canada thought that, oh, he's our citizen after all, and let's probe it. And the probe, according to the Canadians, as maintained by their Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, leads in the direction of Indian state actors and agencies. About a year back, Trudeau came out publicly by saying that there are some credible allegations. Now, the interesting thing is they have never ever till today shared an iota of evidence as to what connects Hardeep Singh Nijjar's murder with Indian state actors. Having said that, the trigger, of course, was this communication where they have finally reached India's ambassador and said that he's under the radar and scanner insofar as Nijjar murder investigation is concerned. India, of course, hit back, calling these charges preposterous and aimed at buttressing Justin Trudeau's personal vote bank politics. Now, let's understand why so. Because Justin Trudeau is running a lame duck government. His government is a minority government on his own. His party, the Liberal Party, is in minority, and it has depended on the crutches of the NDP. It's a party led by Jagmeet Singh, Sikh leader there, and there is a long history of Khalistani sentiment taking roots in Canada. We'll come to that in a bit. But because of this, Justin Trudeau has maintained, because of his dependence on these Khalistani elements and extremist elements in Canadian society, Justin Trudeau has been peddling this narrative that a Canadian citizen, Hardeep Singh Nijjar, was killed because Indian agencies were involved, and that whatever Khalistanis do in Canada is just freedom of expression. Remember, we have seen videos of parades taking place where Indira Gandhi's assassination is shown. We have seen posters coming in where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is shown, and our ambassador and other diplomatic staff have been under threat. In fact, the Canadian agency's security establishment itself has upgraded the security detail around India's High Commissioner and other team members following those threats. But Trudeau ignoring that and maintaining that Indian agencies are involved, and that's why now. So India responding with a very strong statement, calling the charges preposterous for the first time ever, naming Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau and calling out his personal hostility against India, which is guiding the Canadian establishment's response in this whole crisis. And even lying. So, for example, just last week, Trudeau, while talking to Canadian press, said that he had spoken to Indian Prime Minister on the sidelines of the East Asia Summit in Vientiane, Laos, PDR, on the sidelines of the ASEAN Summit, essentially, and spoken about this investigation. India immediately rebutted that claim that there was no dialogue whatsoever of any substance that took place between the two leaders, and that there was maybe just a pull aside or a polite conversation that does not qualify as a diplomatic communication of the kind that Trudeau was peddling. Now, following the statement by India, we also issued a summons to the charge d'affaires of the Canadian High Commission in New Delhi, Deputy High Commissioner Stewart Wheeler, and he was call to the Ministry of External Affairs headquarters in South Block and told in no uncertain terms that this step that the Canadians have taken of targeting India's ambassador would not be taken lying down, and that we are forced to withdraw our ambassador and recall Ambassador Sanjay Verma from Ottawa, apart from other diplomatic team members. What this means is that we are down an escalation matrix now, or up an escalation matrix now, so far as India-Canada relationship is concerned, and it's going to remain so till the time Justin Trudeau government is there, because as MEA's statement underscores, it's purely a product of Justin Trudeau's very personal animosity, hostility towards India, guided as he is by his vote bank politics compulsions back home. Next year there are elections in Canada, and all opinion polls, exit polls, etc. show, not exit polls but opinion polls show that Trudeau is on his way out, and the Conservative leader Poilievre is going to be coming to power, and which means that we have to bear till that time all these shenanigans of Trudeau and his government insofar as indulgence with Khalistani elements from Canadian soil is concerned. Remember, they have been fomenting trouble in India with law and order situation being created, so many of these gangster acts being carried out, including the murder of Sidhu Moosewala, for example, with the Goldie Brar's name coming in. They are all being hosted by Canada, and India has made it known to not just to Ottawa but to other world capitals that this is unfair, this is not done, but Canada continues to indulge in. I see the possibility of a frost setting in between India and Canada, or frost in fact strengthening further, which has been there for the last year or so, and it could affect people-to-people contact. It could affect visas being given from both the sides, because India has made sure that Canada tones down or brings down its diplomatic strength in New Delhi. They had disproportionate numbers. There was no reciprocity. For example, if India had 10 diplomats or members of a diplomatic team in the High Commission in Ottawa, the Canadians had up to 30 or even 40. In the last step taken, India had already asked them to bring down that number. We could ask them to even further bring down their diplomatic strength in New Delhi to make it commensurate and reciprocal with India's presence in Canada. So this is immediate. In the long term, obviously, till the time the Justin Trudeau government is there, things don't look good insofar as India-Canada relationship is concerned, and it is hoped that the opinion polls are true, because remember, there is a strong diaspora connect. The Khalistan sentiment is there in just a small minority of leaders there, and a great mass of the Sikh diaspora is absolutely neutral. They love India and they would want this relationship to continue. They have deep connections with their home state Punjab in India, and they would want to freely travel and not get bogged down with this diplomatic stalemate and standoff that Justin Trudeau has precipitated between India and Canada. And it is hoped that if the opinion polls are true, if there's a change of government, then hopefully the relationship would thaw and come back on an even keel.